Well, shift we focus now to the other big story that we have been tracking. This is the second big exclusive that we are getting you. Central intelligence agencies now are on alert after the Al-Qaeda has issued a warning letter of suicide bombings that could take place in Indian cities. Now, Al-Qaeda states that the suicide bombings will be carried out in the face to avenge the insult meted out to the Prophet. Now, this is a threat letter dated 6th of June. Al-Qaeda said it would launch suicide attacks in Delhi, Mumbai, Uttar Pradesh and Gujarat to fight for the honor of the Prophet. Now, all the states have been informed by the intelligence agencies about the threat and they have been asked to be on high alert. Now, let's take some of the breaking news that is coming in. Full details of what exactly is the truth. Let's just put out those graphics. One, with regards to the Pakistan hand. Let's just put that out. The Pakistan hand that is basically emerging right now. For all those who are basically looking at the Al-Qaeda threat letter in isolation, let's not forget that the timing in itself is extremely suspicious. In fact, the central agencies are saying that while on the one hand they are not downplaying the threat, at the same time they also say that this is yet another attempt, a misadventurous attempt made by Pakistan to egg Al-Qaeda. Let's not forget the close links that Pakistan's ISI has had with number one, with Al-Qaeda, and secondly, this was essentially done over a period of time. We are looking at two such threat letters that have been issued by the Al-Qaeda affiliate here in India. One was after the hijab controversy, and now falling in line with what they call is an insult to the Prophet. This letter has been issued. Now, the language of the letter in itself is a clear indication of one, that Pakistan's ISI could very well be behind this threat letter that has been issued. We're getting in some of the big breaking news right now coming in. Let me bring in my colleagues. We'll go across to our colleagues also from Mumbai and from Ahmedabad. Before that, let me go across to Piyush, who's joining us from the national capital itself. Piyush, as far as the national capital is concerned, Delhi Police Special Cell tracking this extremely closely. They've made several arrests in the past. Let's not forget the big arrest that was made back in 2015 itself of the AQIS head. His people who were basically arrested by the Delhi Police Special Cell. Sanaul Haq's affiliates who were basically arrested by the Delhi Police Special Cell, Guddu being one of them, in fact goes back to Uttar Pradesh, and the fact of the matter is that even today we are being told that a close watch is being kept on them and their affiliates in the national capital and perhaps also neighboring states like Uttar Pradesh.
Well, yes, Shaman, like you rightly mentioned that yes, Delhi police is on its toes and taking all the actions so that such incidents can be averted. Today also, I also spoke to a few of my sources there in police's headquarters in National Capital, where they have confirmed to us that the Delhi police is very much alert, and any such incident before even it takes place, all these incidents would be stopped. Delhi police personnel are deployed there at all the crucial locations. Be it Delhi's railway station, airport, bus stands, security has been beefed up. In fact, central agencies have also issued a warning letter to all the departments of not only Delhi police but also across the country. And this step has been taken after the kind of threat letter which has been issued by Al-Qaeda. Remember that massive politics is also taking place on this entire issue. Now a threat letter has also been issued by Al-Qaeda, and it was basically issued on June 6th, where it had said that it is going to bomb the cities in Delhi, Uttar Pradesh, in many other parts of the country. But the central agencies as well as Delhi police is on its toes. Remember, Shawan, that in the national capital itself, there are multiple raids. Those were conducted earlier by Delhi police, and they had found multiple people who have had links with people there in Pakistan. So Delhi police is telling us that they are very much alert. They are, taking all the actions. There are enough police personnel who are deployed there at different parts of the country, at the different cities, under the kind of cities that have also been mentioned there in that particular threat letter which has been issued by Al-Qaeda.
Well, thank you very much, Piyush. We'll also go across to my colleague Priyanka, joining us from Ahmedabad. She's also been tracking the story very closely. In fact, Priyanka is getting us some big breaking news from Ahmedabad. Not to forget that Gujarat has also been named in that threat letter. Let's just take that breaking news now coming in. Priyanka, you're telling us that the state IB has already taken cognizance. The DGP's office has been closely monitoring the situation. Over to you, Priyanka. Take us through the details that you're getting from Ahmedabad.
Well, that's right, Shravan. We were told that there was a report that had been prepared by the State Intelligence Bureau as well, of course, which is a routine check which is done right before the Prime Minister's visit, which is due on June 10th in the state, just day after tomorrow is what we are being told. And because of that, there was a massive security check which was done. But this also came in the backdrop of this Al-Qaeda threat, which is why the State Intelligence Bureau has also inculcated in that report and made sure that there is an extra deployment of the police officials to make sure that there's no untoward incident, even when the Prime Minister is set to visit to his home state in Gujarat just day after tomorrow itself. That being said, the authorities have also clarified for us, Shravan, that they are not taking this Al-Qaeda threat very seriously, and they also do not think that this is a very credible threat. However, just because they cannot take this on its face value, which is why they're making sure that there are all the arrangements made, that there is no security lapse in the entire state, especially now that we are seeing that there's a lot of movement on the borders and the ports as well, to make sure that the ports are covered, to make sure that the borders are covered, the international border is covered. We are being told that the ATS had also taken cognizance of this entire threat, and which is why we had seen that the ATS is claiming that they might be running several of the joint operations, the information of which is very limited as of now. And of course, we would not want to reveal after till the entire exercise is done. But as of now, the threat of Al-Qaeda is being taken into consideration by the state authorities. And of course, extra deployment of police officials has also been done in several districts of Gujarat, specifically in Gandhinagar and Ahmedabad as well, to make sure that there is no security lapse, especially now that the Prime Minister has also set to visit his home state on 10th of June, Shravan.
Well, thank you very much, Priyanka, for getting us the latest details from Ahmedabad. Let's now shift to Mumbai. Maharashtra has also been named in that threat letter. In fact, a short while back, we got the news that Maharashtra Home Minister Dilip Walse Patil, he has essentially been looking into this matter. In fact, he was getting a briefing from the Maharashtra DGP and also the other stakeholders as far as the security is concerned. We'll try and go across to my colleague Alisha in a short while from now to get you the details as far as how exactly is Mumbai really looking at this threat. Just to recap this for all our viewers before we bring in Alisha right now, while on the one hand, it is abundantly clear that the security agencies are really not downplaying this threat, but at the same time, they are saying that let's not forget that this could very well be yet another attempt that has been made by Pakistan to meddle into our affairs and, more importantly, try to egg the Al-Qaeda to put out this threat letter. At the same time, security agencies have been saying they're absolutely prepared. In fact, several actions have been taken against Al-Qaeda affiliates across the country in the last few months, intensified especially in the month of March as well as in the month of April, where about 17 operatives were actually arrested. Let's now move to the other big story that we are tracking as far as Al-Qaeda operatives are concerned. Central agencies have nabbed terror operatives of Ansar al-Islam, which is an Al-Qaeda affiliate, and explosive revelations have been made. Al-Qaeda affiliate Ansar al-Islam was busted by multiple state police in coordination with central agencies. And after questioning 17 operatives, agencies have come to know that this module was disseminating Al-Qaeda propaganda and radicalizing young recruits. Recruitment attempts were made in Holi as well as Borpeta in Assam. The mastermind of the Ansars is in Bangladesh. A laptop was seized during the raids containing many propaganda. many propaganda material regarding Ansar. 4 training camps were organized in Assam. Training camps are basically to indoctrinate the youths, where they show propaganda videos. Propaganda videos are in Bengali, concentrating on how exactly Kafirs should be treated according to Islam. Assam police have also busted the funding module of ABT as well as the Al-Qaeda. During the investigation, it has also come to light that transactions were mostly done through some shell companies in Bangladesh. On your screens now, Mokibul Hussain and several other operatives who have been arrested by the Assam police in coordination with the central agencies. And these arrests were not only made from Assam, but we are now given to understand that it also happened in the state of West Bengal, Tripura, Uttar Pradesh, as well as Madhya Pradesh. But Assam, remember, is taking a lead on this. We are now being told that the establishment in Assam, the government in particular, is working towards close coordination with the Ministry of Home Affairs, and they are trying to see if there could be a crackdown on the heads of Ansarul Islam. We're being told the mastermind essentially is in Bangladesh. Let me go across to my colleague Anirudh, who's joining us from Guwahati right now. Anirudh, the latest details now coming in as far as these Al-Qaeda operatives are concerned. In the last 2 months, massive crackdown we have seen in places like Borpeta and also various other places, and it's extremely crucial because it appears that Ansarul Islam, they were sending in their operatives through the porous borders of Assam as well as West Bengal and trying to move them towards metro cities. What is it that you are picking up?
Yes, Sawan, in fact, this is a very sensational development as far as the investigation is concerned. There were 16 people who were arrested by the Assam police and the central agencies in the due course of raid, which was carried out not only in Assam but also in neighboring Tripura and as well as in Madhya Pradesh. And after that, the Assam police have identified 9 individuals as the main leads who were actually trying to recruit sleeper cells. As far as Ansars are concerned, Ansarullah Bangla team has now been renamed and branded as Ansarullah Islam. This change was made after the ABT was banned in Bangladesh, and subsequently after the Bangladeshi government gave a major crackdown on the JMB module and other radicals, they tried to enter into Assam and West Bengal as well as Tripura through the porous Indo-Bangladesh border, and thereby after getting in touch with local people who are mostly Bengali-speaking Muslim, they have been able to radicalize some of the youths from the local areas, particularly the border districts of Assam, and after that they are actively recruiting sleeper cells across the state and also in different parts of the country. When the Assam police investigation went further deep into this entire matter, it was also found that most of these sleeper cells who come from Bangladesh always marry local Bengali-speaking girls in Assam, and thereafter they used to live in that very locality. They used to convert the masjids particularly into training camps where they also saw propaganda videos, and in such similar incidents only Assam police have got a lead that 4 such training camps were organized in Assam where propaganda videos from Taliban which were dubbed in Bengali were shown to the youths in order to radicalize them, and as a counter-radicalization measure also, right, Assam police is working on this as this investigation continues. But yes, NIA has also registered a case in this regard, and further investigation is in fact on. Sawan.
Thank you very much, Anirudh. Just also staying with the story that we have been tracking very closely. Some more details now emerging from the state of Madhya Pradesh. In fact, we are being told that more arrests have been made by the Madhya Pradesh police along with the central agencies. So it's abundantly clear that while on the one hand this threat letter has essentially come in, but Indian security agencies have been working in it for over several months put together. There is no active module that you're really looking at right now. And that is the reason why security agencies are very, very confident that they are in a much better position. But at the same time, they are saying that they are not going to downplay this threat letter that has emerged.